Hello, Laura Ingalls. That is your code name. Scorpion here. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to save Timmy. He's in the well. Do you hear Lassie barking? In order to save Timmy from the well, you need to create this look. It is full of rainbow colors, which will draw him out of the well. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Hello and welcome to the Mission Impossible group collab. My name is Erica, but in today's video, I'm going by my code name, which is Laura Ingalls. Now, Leanna Dalton, codename Scorpion, our fearless leader, brought us all together. Myself, herself, Andi from Andi Does Stuff, Ash from Makeup and Chaos, and Dion from Dion Loves Makeup to recreate an eye look that some might consider impossible. Now, Scorpion chose all of our looks today, and this is all very top secret. I have no idea what anyone else was given for the recreations, so this is going to be just as new to me as it is to everybody else that's watching their videos. So I am going to pop a picture up of the look that Scorpion gave me to recreate today. This is a rainbow look, all matte shadows, cut crease, a little bit of shimmer thrown over the mattes on the cut crease. Now, that's a technique that I have always really wanted to master. I haven't done one in probably over a year, like a real cut crease technique. And I was doing it pretty regularly for a while there, and then I don't know, I just quit doing it. So that's the thing that I'm the most nervous about, is recreating the cut crease. I don't usually do all matte looks. That's another thing I'm a little nervous about. But you know what? Timmy is in the well, and my objective here is to get him out of the well so that Lassie will stop barking. So I'm really hoping that I can put this look together and save poor Timmy's life. Now what palette am I going to be using to recreate this look? Initially, I was going to grab the Be Perfect Stacey Marie Love Tahiti Carnival 3 palette, but it didn't have all the shades that I needed to recreate this look. So I instead have chosen the Beauty Bay Bright palette, and I love this palette. Beautiful rainbow palette. We've got all kinds of different options in here, and because it's an all matte look with just a little bit of shimmer over where the cut crease part is, I thought, you know what, I want to grab a palette that is pretty matte heavy, and there's a lot of really nice mattes in here. And I'm pretty sure I have an idea of what shades I'm going to be using today, but you know, that's subject to change. This palette was recommended to me by my beautiful friend, my soul sister, and my subscriber, Cheryl. And I've used this palette several times, and I've loved every single look I have ever created with this palette. Really excited to use it, and I just thought it was perfect for the recreation I'm going to be doing. So if you guys are ready to watch my look come together, hopefully I will be saving Timmy's life for this Mission Impossible group collab. I'm going to make the impossible possible today. That's the whole goal here. Then please sit back, relax, and let's get started. All right, let's get started on this Mission Impossible look that Scorpion chose for me. Now my brows are done, and this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. And I will be using the Beauty Bay Bright palette. And I'm gonna start off with this shade right here called Granny Smith and put that in my transition area. Now, Scorpion sent me a picture of the look and then also a video of how the look was recreated. And I tried to figure out how to pop that video into this video, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to try, but there's a big high possibility that that video is not going to be able to be sucked into this. I don't know. And when I saw there was a cut crease, I was like, oh boy, because I haven't done that in a really long time. I was practicing that quite often, I don't know, over a year ago, and I got pretty good at it. So, you know, I think I can do it just fine, but we shall see. And when Scorpion asked me to do this group collab, I was thrilled, because what an honor and what a pleasure to be included in all of these amazing creators and really dear friends of mine. But I really like the premise of the collab as well. Looks that could be considered impossible, and you try to make them possible. I think that is such a great idea. And also really pushing me out of my comfort zone, because like I said, some of these things all matte look, which I don't really do ever. And then also the cut crease technique. If I can do this and make it possible, how cool. And I do think that we all can kind of get stuck in our own little ruts with makeup, you know? I mean, some of us probably never do that, but I know I do that sometimes. I just kind of feel like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Things get comfortable, or, you know, I get used to doing the same types of things over and over again, and it just becomes kind of routine. And to break out of that routine and create something that, you know, you may not think you can do, and then be able to do it, it just, I don't know, it's a really cool concept. And I was all about being part of this collab. Okay, so I think that's pretty good for now. And now my goal is to deepen up the outer V and go into my transition area just a little bit. And in that look, she has more of a darker blue shade in that area. So I think what I'm gonna do is choose this one here. This is called Stormy Night, and put that in my outer V, into my transition area. And another really cool thing about this collab is that I have no idea what the other ladies' looks are. I have no idea. And I'm really excited to watch their videos and see what Scorpion chose for all of us. Okay, so let's go ahead and start laying this down out here. And I'm gonna try as hard as I can to not get a bunch of fallout on my face, but we'll see. This is a wonderful palette, and I really dig it. And this is gonna get a little murky looking, and that's okay, because her look, the look that I'm recreating kind of looked a little bit more murky to me in this area, you know, just kind of, I don't know, just deep and I don't know, kind of murky. Actually, I'm going to grab a different brush, because that brush is not really doing it for me. I'm going to use this one instead. It's my AliExpress brush, just because I feel like that one's a little too stiff. I did wash all of my brushes, and they've been washed for a few days. I kind of had to take a little bit of a break from filming because my son has been home for the holidays, and he sleeps in here. And so yes, I washed my brushes, and they've just been kind of sitting here waiting for me to use them. So that one feels kind of stiff. I don't know. Yeah, I'm liking that. It looks cool. When I do the cut crease part, I may not be talking a whole lot because I really have to concentrate. Oh, geez, my hands get so shaky. And then also just, you know, want to make sure that I'm putting it in the right spots and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. I would love to chat with you guys in the comment section about shadows that you struggle with using, that you think maybe are impossible to use for you, and how you kind of manage that, if you just avoid those shadows, or if you try to challenge yourself to use them, and how that goes for you. Do you enjoy kind of like challenging yourself to get out of your comfort zone? I do really enjoy it, but I'm telling you, I've been a little nervous to film this video. I was like, when my son came home, I'm like, good, stay in here as long as you need to. No, just kidding, but kind of, because I was just like, oh God, what if I totally screw this up? And if I do, that's okay too. That's another thing, is that I think we all get really caught up in, it has to be perfect and has to look perfect. And, you know, if it's hard, I don't want to do it because I might not make it look perfect. And who cares? You know, that's the whole fun of, you know, using makeup and being creative and doing those types of things, is that, you know, you learn a lot about makeup, and you also learn a lot about yourself and your preferences. And I don't know, it's just, it's cool to do these types of things. So I'm really happy that I got over my fear and I'm sitting down and filming this video. I'm done with that, but I do want to go around that again with this green shade, Granny Smith, and just kind of make sure that that's nicely blended and a little bit more diffused looking, because I do want that green shade to continue to show up. And, you know, this is not going to be exactly the same as the look that I'm recreating, but I'm trying to get it as close to it as I can. The one thing that I was really glad that I didn't have to do was wing my shadows out, because that's really hard for me to do. I was like, oh good, okay. I can, you know, I think I can do an all matte look with a cut crease, but the wings, man, I got to try to master that at some point. I really do. Ash has that down pat, man. They just are so talented in winging out their eyeshadows. I don't know why I struggle with that so much, but I really do. Okay, so I think that's good for now. I might go back around that a little bit more, but now we're gonna do the cut crease part. And I do have this concealer to use for that. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer Matte Finish 16-hour whoozy whatsits. And what I do when I do this, and I haven't done it for a long time, I know I've said that probably 42 times now, is I just put a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna grab a smaller brush here, smaller flat brush, this one right here, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this at first, because a little bit of this goes a long way. It looks like you would need a ton, but in my experience, you don't really need that much. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and I'm just going to start laying this down across the lid. Kind of start in the inner corner, and then just kind of bring this up into the transition area, or the crease, and just go across the lid with it. And I'm probably not going to be talking too much here. And I know some people will like put it on their lid and then blink and then see how high it travels up, and that's kind of where they stop, but I'm just going to do it like this today. And then you just kind of want to pat it out towards the outer edge here a little bit. And sometimes I'll go and use my finger to do that too. I try to get it as even as possible across the lid so it looks, you know, pretty uniform. So now what I'm gonna do is, and I saw this in the video that Leanna sent me of the look coming together, is I'm gonna go back over the very edge of this cut crease with the Stormy Night shade, and then I'm gonna start laying down those other matte shades across the lid. So I'm just gonna take just a teeny tiny bit of that shade, and I'm just gonna kind of take the harsh edge of the concealer away. Or the cut crease away, I guess. But it's with concealer, you know what I mean. And just kind of make the outer edge a little deeper if I can. I probably could have put a little bit more concealer across that there for the cut crease, but I don't know. I've done that before where I've used way too much and then it looks really, really bad. Okay, so now what I think I'm gonna do is there's pinks, there's a pink shade, and there's an orange shade and then a yellow shade across the cut crease area. So I think what I'll do is start off with, I'm trying to decide between these two. I think I'll do Dragon Fruit, put that towards the outer edge of that little cut crease area, and then we'll go across with the orange and the yellow. And I want to use a brush that's pretty flat and has this kind of, you know, edge on it, because I think that'd be a little bit easier to lay this down. So I'm gonna go into the Dragon Fruit shade. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of keep the brush straight up, and I'm gonna start at the top of where the cut crease is and just kind of go down, just like that. And I got a little bit of, you know, looser eyelids than I used to have. Kind of pack the brush a little bit just so that pigment's really noticeable and really, I don't know, maybe a little bit easier to put down. I'm not really going to be blending. This is more just packing it on the lid. And I want to try to get these two shades to kind of, you know, kind of lay nicely together, play nicely together. And it's always hard for me when I do the other eye to make the cut crease part as even or like match up with the other lid. So we'll see how that goes too. Okay, cool. I like that. So I'm going to clean this off just a little bit on my little microfiber towel here. And then I'm going to go into an orange shade. And I'm sorry if everything's shaking. Everything's kind of hooked to my desk here. Okay, so let's go into, I think I'm gonna go to this shade here. This is called Heat Wave, and put that down next to the pink shade. Just trying to pack as much shadow on here, but try to avoid the fallout too. I'm gonna put that right here next to the pink. And keep in mind, I'm gonna make all kinds of weird faces, so I apologize for that. I always do that when I'm editing. I'm like, geez, what are you doing there with your face? Oh gosh. But I think we all kind of do that, you know, especially when I put on my mascara, and my concealer's creasing a little bit right there, but you know what, it's just the way it's gonna have to be. And I'm trying to kind of layer this over the pink just a little bit so that it's not quite such a harsh difference between the two, you know. Trying to make sure that everything kind of looks like it's going together here. But I can hear Timmy cheering me on from the bottom of the well. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Now let's go into the yellow shade, and I'm going to choose this shade right here. This is called Hello Sunshine, to put in the front part of the lid there. And there is a little bit of like shimmer overlay in the image that Scorpion chose for me over this part. So I think what I'm going to use is use one of my highlighters and just kind of pop that over the top of this little part here. Okay, so let's go ahead and lay the yellow down here. And you just kind of want to, you know, bring it up to the edge of that concealer, but don't really go over it much. And just lay this down. Yeah, it's doing it. I'm doing it, man. I can't believe it. Like I can feel my stomach muscles like releasing, like untightening. I was like, no, God, I have to film this video. Ridiculous. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. I do, however, want to grab my little brush here, this little brush, I'm going to use this one again, and go back into Stormy Night, just a little bit of that, and just kind of, I don't know, make that look a little bit more like it's supposed to be together. Just kind of feather it over there lightly. All right, now let's do the lower lash line. I did pop a little bit of my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer on down here. And you know what? I didn't even look to see what color she had in her waterline, the image that I'm recreating. So I do have my little roll of ColourPop Cream Gel liners here. And all of these work except for the orange one. I don't know why that's still in there. I need to throw it away because it's gone. It fell out of the little tubey thing. But I'm thinking, what should I do? Should I use yellow? Or you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use this one right here. This one's called Icebreaker, this light green. And I'm going to put this in my waterline. And I just wish I had like taken note of what she had in her lower waterline. I want to say it's yellow, but I don't know. That yellow one acts kind of funny. So I am going to be using this light green. And I'm going to put this in my waterline, of course. So I think what I'm going to do, now that I have that laid down, is start in the outer part of my lower lash line and just kind of move across to the inner part of the lower lash line. And I will start off with the shade here called Stormy Night. And I'm just going to use a very little brush for this, one of these little brushes here, just because, you know, I'm going to be using a few shades, and I just want to make sure that, like, you know, I don't end up getting too much shadow in an area that I don't necessarily want it, you know. Kind of got to be a little bit more precise here. Okay, so now let's go into Dragon Fruit, and I'm going to put that down next to that. Just right here. Okay, cool. And now let's go into the orange shade, which is this one here called Heat Wave. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. I never can exactly tell if I'm like in frame or not. Sometimes when I edit, I'm like, oops. I'm going to put this right here. I'm getting a lot of this in my lashes, but of course I'm going to go over that with my mascara. And now I'm going to go into Hello Sunshine and put that towards the front part of the lower lash line. Right here, just kind of a peak of that yellow shade. And I think what I'm going to do too, let me grab a different little brush here, just this little one right here, this little flat brush. It's like a little no-name brush. And I do want to put a little bit of the Granny Smith down there too, because if it's on the lid, we might as well include it in the lower lash line too, right? Right. Getting shadow all over my fingers here. Just kind of blow that out just a little bit right there. Yeah. Can I do that? Yeah, I think so. Editing Erica here. So as you can tell, I'm right in the middle of editing this video, and I'm at the point where we just left off, where I'm putting some stuff on my lower lash line. And the next step was I wanted to add some shimmery stuff to my lid, because in the image that Scorpion chose for me, there's some kind of like shimmeriness going on at the kind of the top of where the rainbow colors meet that blue shade, and then also right underneath the brow. So I thought, oh, I have the perfect thing for that. So I grabbed this. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Super Stunner Hyper Glow Highlighter in the shade Pearl Crush. So I applied this to the rainbow part of the cut crease and then also underneath my brow, just like in the image. And somehow that part of the video is gone. Poof, bye-bye. I have no idea what happened to it. I do know that when I was filming that part, I think, my phone alerted me that I only had 20% battery left, and I just hit okay, which I do that all the time. I mean, you know, I don't always really good about charging my phone, and it's never stopped the filming process. And I know that I, you know, said my usual spiel, like I'm going to go off camera, do my other eye, boop, ba, 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 and I hit stop. So I don't know, maybe my camera, this video took the Mission Impossible theme very seriously, and that part of the video was so top secret and so hush hush that my phone wouldn't hold on to it anymore. But I know it's gonna look a little weird, sound a little weird, but I'm gonna go off camera, do my other eye, put the rest of my face makeup on, and I'll come back and show you how everything came together. I am back, and this is the finished look. And I really do like how this look turned out. I think I did a pretty decent job of recreating the look that Scorpion chose for me. Made a more impossible look possible, I guess. Now, there is one thing that I'm a little annoyed about. My eyes are super watery today, like so watery. And as I was putting my eyeliner on my upper lid, it kind of started to get a little bleedy because my eyes are really watery, and the yellow shade looks a little bit murky. I honestly was just going to stop this whole thing and refilm, and I thought, no, because my eyes are typically really watery, so this probably would have happened no matter what. I really do think that that's one of the main reasons why I don't typically do all matte looks, is because my eyes are so dang watery, and it looks kind of messy when I'm all done. But I really do like how this look turned out. And I do want to explain something a little bit better here. I do know what look Scorpion is going to be recreating, because she had myself, Andi, Ash, and Dion each choose a look that we wanted her to recreate in her video. And then we got to vote on which look we wanted her to recreate the most. And so I know who won. I'm not going to tell you. I'm sure Scorpion will let you know all about that in her video. But really fun concept, and such a great collab to be a part of. You know, these are all such good friends of mine and such amazing creators. And I just thoroughly enjoyed taking part in this, and such a cool idea of, you know, finding a look that's impossible and making it possible for yourself. That's really, really a cool idea. So I will show you the eyeshadow palette again, talk about it a little bit. But before I do that, quickly, I did want to go over a few things I used in my finished look. For my mascara, I did use the Essence Cosmetics Lash Princess False Lash Effects Mascara in black. This is almost gone, so I'm just trying to use it up. And then for my lips, I used a combination of two things. I used this here. This is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit, and this is in the shade Give Me Mocha, I'm pretty sure. The woman in the image, or the look that I recreated, she had kind of a more neutral lip. I was going to go a little bit more bold, but I thought, well, if the challenge is to really recreate the look, then I will do that. And I really love the shade. Did I say it's in Give Me Mocha? Yeah, I think I did. This is like $2 or $3 at my local drugstore, and I've had this for quite a while and it works great. And then I did pop a little bit of this over the top of that as well. This is the LA Colors Matte Liquid Lip Color. I have no idea what the shade name is. This was like, I think, $1.50 at my drugstore. And it looked like there was like a couple different shades going on in the look that I was recreating, so that's why I grabbed these two. And then for my upper lid liner, I did use the Essence Cosmetics Eyeliner Pen in black. And this usually works really well. I really do think it's just because my eyes are more watery, but man, it bled like crazy. I was like, uh-oh, what am I gonna do? But I think I fixed it. I mean, I fixed it as well as I could possibly fix it. So now let's talk about the Beauty Bay Bright palette that I used today. And I'm so happy that I picked this up. My dear friend, my soul sister, and my subscriber Cheryl recommended this palette to me. And I've used it several times, and I just love it. The mattes are so pigmented, and they blend out so beautifully. The shimmers are amazing. You know, initially I was going to use the Be Perfect Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette, but it just didn't have all the tones I felt that I needed to recreate this look. And this one definitely does. And you know, the thing is that I do have some other rainbow palettes, and I'm going to be doing my eyeshadow palette collection and declutter video soon, hopefully by the end of January. And I do believe that I'm going to be decluttering some of my other rainbow palettes, because this one does everything I need it to do. It's got all the shades I want. I just think it's just an amazing palette. I'm pretty sure this is still available on the Beauty Bay website. So if you're interested in a really good, nice quality rainbow palette, this one is something that I definitely think that you could check out and that you would love. I'm really happy that I was able to pull this look together. I was really nervous to do this. I didn't know if I could pull off the cut crease technique, and actually it went easier than I thought it would. And I think that's the cool concept. Well, there's several cool concepts about doing this collab, the collab itself, and then also the people that I'm doing the collab with. But I really like the idea of, you know, challenging yourself and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and looking at a particular makeup look and, you know, really examining it and thinking, man, I can't do this. There's no way I can do this. And then pushing yourself to do it anyway. And, you know, I might even turn this into some kind of series on my channel where I go and find looks that, you know, look challenging to me that I don't think I can do. And then seeing if I can actually recreate the look in a video. That'd be really fun. And I think it's really important that we all be creative with makeup. I mean, and that's the whole point. And creativity is different for everyone. I understand that completely. But I just think it's important that you really, I don't know, tap into that creative part of yourself. And makeup should be, I believe, creative and fun. And that's the whole point. And if you don't like how it looks, you can just take it off. And that's something that I forget about sometimes. Sometimes I get really caught up and it has to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, what am I going to do? Who cares? It's just makeup. It comes off. And I really do encourage you guys, if you haven't yet already, which I'm sure you probably already have, go to my collab partners channels, Watch their videos. You're going to love them if you haven't subscribed to them yet already. And I really encourage you guys to subscribe to these amazing people. They are just wonderful creators, such special friends in my life. I am so honored and so happy that I was able to take part in this group collab. Just a wonderful, absolutely amazing experience. And I would like to know in the comment section if you guys think I saved Timmy from the well with this rainbow look. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed, you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I hope to see you very soon. Thanks again, you guys. Take care. Bye.
Drop it.